Well, it's that time of the year again. Time for me to take a look at another Christmas movie for Red Ribbon reviewers. Yes, this is my ribbon, don't judge me.
You know, with so many Christmas specials out there, there are some specials that are not getting the respect they deserve. Most of these films are overlooked by all the other classics, and some of these films are overlooked for obvious reasons. This is Santa Claus Conquers the Martians, a little B movie made in the 1960s that instantly became into a cult classic. Now, I never heard of this film as a kid, but when I was a sophomore in high school, I heard of the title and it quickly caught my attention. And for good reasons too. I mean, just read the title out loud. Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. That title is awesome. I can just see it now. The North Pole being invaded by aliens, while an army of elves and reindeer join in the combat, while Mrs. Claus blows up UFOs with a bazooka, while Santa is gunning down aliens like an action hero. Holy crap, this is gonna be awesome.
What? You're saying that Santa Claus doesn't conquer Martians as the title suggests? You're saying that this title is a complete lie? Oh, I was expecting an awesome movie. Let's just get this over with.
The VHS that I have with me is really strange, and it's the biggest lie I've ever seen. Just look at this. I don't need to comment. It speaks for itself. At least one positive thing I can give for this is that the illustration looks nice, but that's the disappointing part about it. You much rather look at the cover itself rather than the actual movie. Even the alien on the cover looks better than the one in the movie. Why can't they recreate this look instead of that look?
Bah, what nonsense.
Maybe the budget that went into this movie was well spent on the polar bear costume. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot it's pronounced costume. The film opens with this little animation of Santa, if you can ever call it that, while the credits scroll by. Oh, and by the way, good luck getting this song out of your head, because this is the most annoyingly catchiest song that you will ever hear in your entire life.
Hang up that mistletoe, soon you'll hear ho ho ho.
But thankfully it's not as annoying as Let It Go.
Alright, so the plot is that a couple of Martian kids are watching Santa Claus being interviewed on national television. The kids get upset because they don't have a Christmas on Mars. Concerned about their children, the adults go to this wise man who kinda looks like Master Splinter. They told him about their dilemma, and the wise man suggests that Mars is in desperate need of a Santa Claus. So what do the adults do? They set off to find Santa Claus and kidnap him. But it's not as easy as it sounds, as they can't distinguish between the real Santa Claus and the Salvation Army bell ringers dressed like Santa Claus. So to find the real Santa Claus, they hold some kids hostage until they can tell where Santa Claus is at. You know, there are a lot of things that don't add up here. Why don't the aliens get one of the dozens of guys dressed up like Santa Claus, as opposed to getting the real thing? I thought the wise man told you that you needed a Santa Claus, not the Santa Claus. One word I could describe this movie is cheap. The effects are cheap, the sets are cheap, and even the costumes are cheap. And if you thought that the polar bear costume was cheap, it still is. But just take a look at this robot. He just comes right out of nowhere, and he's only on screen for a short period of time. He's just a pointless character to the movie, and he just felt shoehorned in. It's like the director really wanted a robot in his movie, so he just gave the costume director some cardboard boxes and silver spray paint and tell him to go crazy with it. You know what I just realized? Even when the aliens kidnap Santa Claus, they also take the kids along with them. Why? What's the point of having the kids around when the whole entire purpose of having them was to find out where Santa lives? You already accomplished your goal, just let them free. But on the way home, one of the Martians grows suspicious of Santa Claus and he sets out to destroy him. Why? Because they think that Santa is poisoning the minds of the youth.
Really? Santa Claus poisoning the minds of the youth. Oh, if only he knew about the Kardashians.
What makes this movie enjoyable is that it has its heart in the right place. It's that Christmas movie charm that makes you feel all good inside. And I will be lying if I didn't say that John Cald plays a good Santa Claus.
Why, you're talking to Santa Claus, son.
And of course, I'll be fair by saying that it does have a battle scene at the end. So technically, Santa Claus is conquering some Martians as the title suggests, even if it does come off as a little silly. Seriously, did they learn self-defense moves from Kevin McAllister? I just don't get it. This movie is weird, and that's why I love it. I can't do this movie any more justice. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend you check it out this holiday season. It is really a treat.
And that's pretty much all I have to say. So until next time, guys, have a safe and Merry Christmas, and I hope to see you in 2016. Take care.